Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with the Internal Revenue Service. Welcome to my YouTube station. It's the home of the 5-minute or less video. Just a few things about me. I worked about 10,000 cases. I was at IRS for a decade. I have a whole team of former IRS agents that really work with me, and I've been on the national news a lot. You can welcome to see my videos at 777irs.com. And I do these videos for 3 reasons. To inform you about the things you need to know to educate you. Many of my YouTubes are educational. And I also want to make sure you don't get ripped off. There's a lot of people out there in this space that like to dress up and they have books behind them and they're reading scripts and they don't know what they're doing. You can tell them. You should be able to know who knows what the hell they're doing and who's not. You can tell in a second. It's almost, they kind of wear cheap perfume. That's what I call them, cheap perfumers. And really, I like to give you inside information from an IRS perspective. I think it's important that you know what I know so you can make educated decisions. People watching YouTubes are really 2 types. People looking to hire people and people who want to do it yourself. So I try to go ahead and give you the information so you can make your own decision. Today, by the way, as a former agent, I've worked 10,000 cases. So I try to tell you specifically on the issue the best way to work that given case based on all my experience that I have. I've been doing this since 1973, so I am an expert in IRS resolution matters. Today my video is kind of very short. I want to talk to you today about what are the tax consequences or the consequences of not following up on IRS mail. That's a really big thing. I get a lot of calls, and when IRS sends mail out, people call me and they say, well, we really don't know what to do. Sorry about the stream. They don't know what to do, whether to respond to IRS or not. Let me tell you right now, anytime IRS sends you out a notice, whether it's about an audit or a collection division notice or any notice, you must follow up within the time period that they give you for that IRS notice. There's no excuse for it because IRS is going to follow up. So if IRS sends you out an audit notice and you don't respond to the notice, what IRS is going to do, they're going to set up the audit for you. They're going to charge you the most you can, and then you can appeal what they have. IRS is not messing around when they send you out notices. If you have a collection notice that you owe IRS money and you're toward the end of your period of letters that IRS sends out, IRS is in fact going to go ahead and take the exact next step they tell you in the letter. For instance, if you get a 1058 letter and you don't respond to that last notice, IRS is going to levy your wages, they're going to take your bank account, and they are probably going to file a federal tax lien if you owe over $10,000. The point is, when you get an IRS letter, you must respond to it. But here's what you've got to know about responding to the letter. You have to know what's going to happen when you respond. If you have an audit notice, they may set up another audit date, but if you owe money to the IRS, be prepared to call because IRS may start asking you questions like, where you bank at? Where you work at? They're going to go through that whole 9 yards. So my point is, when you get the letter and know you're going to have to call, you need to be prepared to find out what they're going to ask for that call when you call them back. If you're going to hire somebody, you don't need to know. Like if you were to hire us, we're going to know what they're going to ask for. But if you're going to do this yourself, find enough information out to find out what the questions are that they're going to ask. I hope this makes sense. Please give me a subscription. We thrive on those. I kind of Please, please, please. YouTube actually moves this up. By the way, if you see anyone on YouTube asking for subscription, when you find out that you like them, you should, because YouTube kind of grades everybody on subscriptions, whether they were good or not. So anyway, if you would, by the way, you're allowed to leave me a comment. If the comment is worthy enough, I try to make my YouTubes from the questions you ask. So thank you very much for listening. I'm always available for consultation, representation, or whatever. Thank you again for the subscription.